Hi, I'm Brody McWilliams, and I used to be a fat kid. I graduated high school at 325 pounds. And I'm now 30 years old, and I no longer weigh 325 pounds, as you can see. My dog, me with my dog, I'm still not even as much as I used to weigh. I used to weigh 190, or I now weigh 194 pounds, so Pongo weighs about 70, that's about 260, and walking around with him feels like a lot of weight to walk around with. And to think that I used to weigh that plus some is kind of crazy. He's getting a little antsy, he wants to go to the park. Running has become such a huge part of my life, like probably my biggest addiction in my lifetime. Like if I don't run every day, I feel sick. Like I don't know if that's part of like feeling good or whatever, but I feel better now than I've ever felt. So when I was in high school, I used to just eat pretty much anything, always, whenever. I never thought about it. I would just eat sugar, I would eat carbs, whatever, this and that. And over the past 10 years, I've learned a lot of what my body can tolerate and what it can't. So not only do I run all the time now, I also don't eat a lot of foods I used to eat when I was a kid. The biggest things for me by far have been limiting bread, limiting sugar, any kind of sugar, no matter what it is. Anything with additional sugars in it or just not like straight from a fruit causes me to feel ways that just isn't normal. I can just tell, like it's like the energy gets burned through faster and like you just don't have it, and then you get headaches, this and that. But when I was a kid, I had ridiculous sinus issues, allergy issues all the time, pimple breakouts all the time. I mean, I still get breakouts, don't get me wrong. Like I'm 30 years old and I still get neck acne because of my dog and dust and whatever. And when I was working in the marina, like down in the holes of the boats and stuff, the fiberglass shavings and drilling, like cutting holes in the boats, the fiberglass shavings would get everywhere, and I'm pretty sure it would irritate my skin. So I do still get some breakouts, but nothing like when I was 18 years old. I definitely had some insecurities when it came to my weight and the way I looked and stuff as a kid. And if only I knew how good I would feel by actually exercising and actually just like watching what I eat, I wish I could tell myself that as a kid. I really do. Like if there's one thing I could go back in my lifetime and like just somehow nail home without it seeming like it's like just trying to be critical, would be to eat good, eat clean, and to work out. Because now I run anywhere from 3 to 6 miles a day every single day. It is like 90 degrees and hot outside, so it is pretty sunny, but I'm gonna do this for the sake of the thumbnail. The Lululemon running like tight shorts, so it does look kind of weird, but this is what I look like now. And really, it's just about a couple lifestyle changes. There's really nothing like secret to it. There's no diet pill. I've never taken any drugs to lose weight. I've never taken any of these stupid Ozempic and all this unnatural stuff that I think is going to have long lasting, I think, in my opinion, my unprofessional opinion, I have a feeling that there's going to be some long-term effects in a lot of those drugs that people are pushing now, like the Ozempic and all the other stuff. It just don't seem natural and safe. But the one thing that is natural and safe is just running and watching what you eat. I'm kind of proof of that. I've lost a lot of weight. People don't even recognize me from high school, so I'll put up a before and after, obviously. But it's kind of crazy how much better I feel now and how much more energy I have now than what I did even when I was eating tons of energy. So before we hit the water and dive into today's hustle, I want to take a time to talk about something that's been a big part of my story and a big part about who I am. When I graduated high school, I weighed 325 pounds. I weigh 195 pounds now, and I'm 6'4". And I used to carry it all over me. Now I feel way better than I used to. I have more energy. I can do more things. It seems like obviously athletically, it's a lot better, and getting around and stuff, it's way better. I feel like a completely different person. About forgot the drain plug. That could not have been good. It didn't happen overnight. I didn't do any like crazy fad diet or boot camp, or I didn't take any drugs. I didn't take Ozempic. I didn't do any of that bullshit that everyone is doing nowadays. I just started cutting stuff out. I started cutting out certain foods, pop, obviously, soda, whatever you want to call it. It was a huge thing for me. Drinking a bunch of sugars every day, drinking Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew, Coke Zeros, Cherry Cokes, whatever, all the time. And I don't even think the diet sodas are good for you at all, because it just messes with your gut biome and stuff. Freshman year of college, I started pretty much an elimination diet. I started cutting stuff out one at a time. Like I cut out all cheeses there for a while, all dairy, see how that did. And then I started cutting out like breads, and then slowly introducing certain things back into it. The best thing I found for me by far was when I ate fish, rice, chicken and broccoli. There, I was fully pescatarian for like 2.5 years, just eating fish and rice and stuff and vegetables, obviously, but no more other meats. I felt the best I ever did whenever I just did that, but I was also not nearly that big. So I've definitely reintroduced beef and chicken and stuff back into my diet now. Eat just a lot of protein in general now, trying to gain some more muscle back. But there for a while I was looking pretty puny and pretty weak, but I definitely felt good though. Like as little as I looked, I felt the best I ever had, which is kind of crazy. It was all trial and error. It was a lot of messing around, a lot of trying new things, maybe go a week at a time, and I wouldn't notice something for maybe like 10 days sometimes. So it was kind of tough to really dial it in what it all was affecting me. But eventually over time, it kind of got to now where I know what's gonna make me feel bad and what's not, which is kind of good. And I kind of seem like a picky eater. It might be kind of annoying to some people, but to be honest with you, I don't really care because I feel good and I feel great. I don't really care to hurt someone's feeling by not eating something they made when it's something that's not gonna feel good to me. So I'm out on the Banana River right now in Satellite Beach. I'm gonna do a couple things here on the water that my dad, project we're working on. Trying to get to where I can afford houses like these. These houses over here are absolutely ridiculous in the river. I mean, some of these things are like ginormous. These properties are crazy. And I don't know if you can really see them all or not behind me there, but there are some giant houses. It'd be nice to not have to be able to, it's a dream of mine to not have to take my boat to the water and just be able to look out the property where we're gonna be at, but got a long time to go. Still trying to find video jobs. Still trying to find a marketing job. Like, obviously I was just talking about going to college. I do have a college degree. I have a college degree in marketing and business management, and that is something I actually enjoy. I really, really enjoy helping individuals, companies, and businesses promote and market themselves. I don't really do a whole great job of marketing myself, which is why I'm doing this now. But so it is Friday right now, which is the start of the weekend for most people. I imagine most of these people that can afford houses like this have work to do, or maybe they, who knows, they might not even be here. This might be like part-time house selling for corporate companies or really rich families that live somewhere else during the summer when it's warm. So that's why I'm working on a little side project too here with my dad. Hopefully get that rolling soon. More details about that one in the future. I am no expert. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I did go to college, but not for food or anything like that. I went to school for business management and marketing, which is why I'm making videos, trying to get a job. But just over trial and error and over time, I've just learned what my body likes and what my body doesn't like. Not saying that's how everybody is. I don't know if everyone has the same stuff or not, but definitely for me, I know it's been a long process. And it's you have to be really disciplined too. That's the other thing. I can't cheat for like, if I take one cheat meal, it might take me 4 or 5 days to fully recover from it. The way I really learned that was when I was running 10 miles a day. It didn't matter what I ate, a piece of pizza the next day, I just would hit a wall long before I ever would normally. Side note, something I'm not really used to in freshwater is all these crab pots and stuff out here. There's a whole bunch of these buoys just floating out here in the middle of the river, and I'm pretty sure the majority of them are crabs or like oyster farming or something. It actually looks like a crab farm. Actually looks like the boats up here farming them. That's actually a crab boat right there, picking up their cages, empty them out, taking them in for sale. It's a fun way to make a living. He's definitely making more money than I am right now, that's for sure. I'm not making a squat. So there's actually some dolphin and stuff out here in front of me right now. It's pretty cool. I went on that dolphin tour yesterday, and I don't think they really had too many dolphins. They weren't very active at that time. I don't know if it was because it was so hot or what, but there's always dolphin around this bridge right here, which is kind of crazy. Again, this is my 2023 Sea-Doo Fish Trophy. This boat's freaking awesome, dude. I've been in so many different bass boats. I've been in Falcons, Icon, Ranger, Triton, Phoenix, Falcon, all of them. I take this thing over a bass boat any day because I think it's just so much more fun, so much more efficient. I'm all about efficiency. I'm not one to I don't like big trucks. I don't like big gas guzzling diesel engines or any of that kind of stuff. I drive a Honda Civic pulling a Sea-Doo Fish Trophy. I have probably one of the most fuel efficient rigs there is for fishing, which is kind of like my body. It's kind of how I treat my body. I like to be efficient. I don't lift heavy weights. I don't take creatine. I don't take anything else. I've tried done it naturally and just efficiently by working out over time, running further and further, eating better. That's kind of how I try and live my life. I want to live my life for longevity and for efficiency. I don't want to have to struggle through my life. I don't want to have fat issues. I don't want to have heart issues. I don't want to have any of that stuff. So it's kind of what really pushed me to focus on my weight loss journey. It's just funny how now that the most physically fit, healthy I've ever been is also the poorest I've ever been. I know everyone says health is wealth. So if that is true, I consider myself pretty rich currently. I just need to get some source of income and some cash flow coming in so I can actually live a good life and support my child and Lainey. Very fish. Holy shoot, dolphin. The future of fishing. There's a fish. Right there. Okay, so I got that all wrapped up. I got what I needed out here. I love being out here, man. These houses out here are absolutely incredible. Some of these boats are just beautiful as can be. It's all about consistency. I'm just trying to stay consistent with everything, just build on everything one day at a time, just do something productive for each little project I got going on. So hopefully that my long run goals can be completed without too much hassle. And I'm gonna head back in, wash the Sea-Doo off once again. That bridge goes all day long. That thing's crazy. I did get a shot of that on a drone, which is cool. I'll show you. But yeah, so I'm gonna do a podcast with Wicked Pineapple. This is a little update on the whole business thing. I'm gonna do a podcast with Wicked Pineapple. I'm gonna deliver all the content to the dolphin tour guys, see what they think about that. And then I got a realtor video I'm gonna finish up too. So I'm gonna go home, get this thing cleaned up and get to work on the computer and try and get some of that stuff cranked up. So there's a little bit more on the whole food thing, diet thing. It really wasn't like a specific thing. There was no like one thing that I did that really changed my weight loss journey for like a huge difference. It's really just a whole mix of all the things. Like obviously cutting out sugar is a huge one, but that doesn't really do it all. You gotta be able to eat enough proteins and greens and everything else like that to keep feeling good. And honestly, it kind of just becomes part of the lifestyle. Like running all the time and working out, you don't really feel like eating junk food, honestly. Like I don't have the urge to eat like a ding dong or a freaking Twinkie or any of that kind of stuff anymore. Or hell, I don't even really like. Lainey brought home Salisbury steak yesterday, and to me it's just gross. Like it's all cut up, it's not natural, it's not the actual grain of the meat. It's just like artificial. If it's artificial, I'm out. So I've been on this weight loss journey for a few years now, but there's one thing I've learned of all about any of this. It's you gotta be consistent. Every day you gotta move, you gotta do something. Be consistent to see results. There's one thing I've learned, it's small, simple changes add up. And whether it's your body, your job, your goals, a project, a relationship, whatever it is, small things add up. Which, good example is this one right here. I'm cleaning up the jet ski. I gotta make sure everything's out of here so I don't get any stuff wet. Gotta get the salt water off this thing, make sure it don't corrode or any of that. Spray off the top, all the other accessories and stuff. I still don't think it's on exactly straight, but. So it's a little slanted, but it's all right. And there's Pongo. Pongo, come here. Be careful. Pongo loves the jet ski. He's probably pissed at me right now since I didn't take him. I have been taking him the past couple weekends to the sandbar, so I'll probably do that again this Sunday. But first, I gotta make some money. So enough of the weight loss talk for now. I might revisit that in another day. Comment below if you want to hear more about that, or if you'd rather hear about this thing. This thing I have fully rigged out. Just a quick little recap. I got the docking extension thing, which I installed myself. It's actually pretty unique how it works. It kind of wraps around the whole hull of the boat, and this is like elastic basically, so like it doesn't always go back in, but come on, go in your hole, ball. So I mean, it kind of works, I guess, every time, but then you can just shove it down in there, lock it in place, it's good to go. I got the bumpers, which I just use the bumper mostly to hold this thing off the hole so I don't scratch it too much. This is a fiberglass rod. Shout out Adam Ross boss. He let me use, didn't give it to me. He let me use this fiberglass rod to push pull around in the shallows since my trolling motor is not working right now. My trolling motor got water in the control head part, like the actual circuit board, so it's kind of fried now. I don't think there's any way of fixing that without getting a whole new circuit board. And a circuit board's like $600 retail. I only bought the trolling motor for $700, so I'm not gonna pay the whole price of another trolling motor just for the circuit board. I'd really like to get one of the joystick trolling motors or something. Those would seem a lot easier than using the remote to on the Minn Kotas. But for now, this is what we got. This is what we're working with. And I like it. This is more fun than any boat I've ever had. Obviously, more fun than my bass boat. I've not had many boats. I've had a bass boat and I've had this now. And this thing is by far more fun than that bass boat. And make sure I spray up inside the Agritar or the Sniper Marine mount. I've actually had this lock up from corrosion and stuff, but it's my fault for not spraying it and cleaning it down every time all the way. Spray off my reels, some of the metal baits and stuff hanging off. Pongo, come here. My dog likes to explore too much. Pongo, come here. Get back here. So now I'm gonna have to also spend some time cleaning Pongo off because he's got like little stickers and stuff all over himself, so that's great. I'm gonna wash this off. I just wash off my whole dashboard just cause. Spray off my trailer a little bit. Then I always hose down the back of the intake. I don't know if this helps or not, but. All right, so my camera did just die. I don't really know what I was saying. I was going with the saltwater stuff. I was basically just saying that I haven't used salt away yet on this thing. I've probably had it out about a dozen times now with saltwater. I've only had it out, I've been offshore twice, and it really wasn't that rough. I didn't really think I got saltwater too much in the engine bay and stuff, so I'm hoping there's not very much corrosion at all yet. Crossing my fingers, because that would be bad. But I do need to get some salt away to be able to flush out the engine the correct way. But for now, all I've been doing is this. I've just been taking the hose. I'm gonna go ahead and flush it off a little bit more. I'm gonna spray up into the intake itself, because I think that helps a little bit. Pretty much spraying off everything. Salt water is pretty much the devil when it comes to boating and the salt in the ocean. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn the water off. I'm gonna take this thing, I'm just gonna plug it in the back of here. And the number one most important part when flushing out a jet ski is that you turn the engine on first before the water. And I think there's like a carbon seal or something, I guess, that can go wrong and burn up or something, or the pressure combusted, or I don't know what the deal is. But so I'm gonna put the key in, I'm gonna turn the engine on, running, I'm gonna turn the water on now. And then I'm gonna leave it, then I'm gonna let it run for a minute and a half-ish. Try and get some of that salt water out of the engine cleaning cooling bay thing. I'm gonna give it a couple little revs, just to try and get it all mixed down in there. I don't want any salt water drying up in there. So now I'm gonna cut the water and give it a nice little boost. And that's it. So that's how I flush out my Sea-Doo after I'm on the salt water. I hope that's enough. I know I need to get the salt away stuff, but obviously I haven't had the money for that yet, so this is all I've really been doing. Hopefully soon I'll get one of those salt things and then we'll be good to go.
Not at Reagan. I'm drunk because, you know, why not?
Right, it's the dish.
Okay, so we're now at Cadillac Cove.
Okay.
I just recorded a clip on the DJI. It's been raining all day. I made some phone calls earlier. I have permission to go on like 4 charter boats now, but none of them are willing to pay me right off the bat. So I do have options that hopefully maybe try to get them to pay me eventually.
You're gonna have to bleep this one part out.
What?
You know why Bish calls me Monica?
Why?
Say Monica slow.
My lens is fogging up, it's raining. The weather's kind of been super shitty, not really the best for going around visiting places,
really
but
enjoying it.
We're gonna go in here and there's a band playing. Yeah, she's been liking it because it's been chill, but she did want to go walk on the beach earlier, but then now it's raining, so we didn't do that. So now we're gonna go in this bar here, meet my parents, see what they're doing. So I'm not gonna carry the camera in there, it's kind of weird.
know so many nights, feeling sorry for myself. You swear